All right. Hello, everyone. Journal Luke here. I know I said on a Brigsby's stream yesterday, I said in the chat that I will be live streaming ACC today, doing career mode, and I'm a man of my word. So here I am. And a couple things I want to say before we get started. So you'll see that it says resume, and I think, okay, so I know I didn't title my live stream episode 1 again. I was actually debating doing that, so I guess I don't need to, like, clarify why it's called episode 1 again, because I decided against doing that, as evident by the title. But I'll go ahead and say anyways, for those of you that did not watch my live stream when I tried career mode for the first time, I think it is titled episode 1 career mode, you guys would have seen that the difficulty it is so weird because you do the Super Trofeo Youth Program thing that they make you do before you actually, I guess, start your career, and then they recommend a difficulty of the AI setting to you, and it recommend. So I blew away the AI with my lap times, okay, and then I was thinking, okay, it's probably going to recommend hard on my difficulty, but it recommended easy to me as a recommended difficulty, and I was like, what? So I didn't trust it already, and I thought, well, easy is going to be too simple for me, so I bumped it up to normal. And even then, having the AI difficulty at normal, I was like 20, what was it, like 20, 40 seconds ahead of them in the lead in short little 20-minute races every single race. And so there's some accuracy issues there with their recommendations for your AI difficulty because there's no connection there. I don't know why it would recommend easy to me because it recommended easy based on my results. Even though I blew away the AI, you'd think those results would not recommend easy, but I blow away the AI, and based on those results, it recommends easy before I start the career mode. Even though it recommends easy, I say, oh, I'm going to bump it up to normal. And even the normal difficulty was just way too, like, mind-blowingly easy for me. So we're going to go ahead and start it over. I don't really see a point in continuing the career like this because it's just going to be so boring. I don't want to do the whole career mode just, taking that AI to Gapplebees every single race is getting boring. I want a challenge, it just feels like I'm doing time trials because there's nobody around me, They're next to me on the first lap for a little bit, and then I just fly past them, and they're nowhere to be seen. There are not even little dots in my rearview mirror by, like, the third lap. They're just gone, And occasionally I overlap them, and then I run across traffic again. But it's like it's just way too easy. It's way too easy. So I'm going to start a new career today.
Waving hand.
What's up, Andy? Thanks for stopping by, man. So, yeah, I just rambled for quite a while. I kind of don't feel like repeating all that. So, to sum it all up, the recommended difficulty for the AI sucks in this. I don't know why it recommended easy to me based on the fact that I tried normal, and normal's way too easy. So we're starting career mode fresh now because I don't want to continue on normal difficulty. It's just way too easy. I really want a challenge, so we're gonna start career fresh, and I know it's probably gonna recommend easy to me again, but we're gonna ignore that, and we're not gonna pick easy or normal this time. We're gonna pick hard because we know that's the right difficulty for me now. I just wish that the recommended difficulty setting was more accurate though, because that is so off from being accurate. But anyways, so we're not gonna hit resume here. We're gonna hit new career. It says you will lose all previous saves. That is fine, because I'm not really satisfied with the difficulty setting I picked. Regardless of it being a higher difficulty than what it recommended, it's still way too easy. So, okay. Automatic gearbox, obviously disabled. Ideal line, disabled. Duration. Well, I mean, should we do a different duration, or should we still do a short career? I say we should do a short career again, because I'm still testing the waters, because it might come to the fact that I try hard difficulty and then it's too challenging. So, we're just going to do short again, because I don't really know what to expect yet. And maybe further down the road, if I complete the short career, maybe I'll try the medium and long careers as well. But we're going to go ahead and do this, guys. So, start new career.
Hi there, I'm Mirko Bortolotti, Lamborghini factory driver and 2017 Blancpain GT Series champion. Welcome to the career
While this
mode
video
of
is going,
Salesforce
I'm going to go ahead and share my link to a lot of
You've
places.
You've
Well,
been
I
granted
didn't bump it up
access to the Lamborghini
yet until
Membership
just now,
Program
actually.
at the
It was at
legendary
normal
Italian street
difficulty.
of Monza,
I just
where you
now
will be
bumped it up to
driving
hard, but I
Lamborghini
had to,
Huracan Trofeo.
oh, do you mean when I
This
bumped it
monster
to
is not a
normal
plug-and-play
instead of easy?
experience, so we first need to verify if you really got what it takes for GT racing.
Anyways, I'm going
You'll be asked to
to
perform some simple and very
post
basic
my link
tests
to a
like
lot of
driving the
places.
car out of the pit lane,
Yeah.
avoiding collisions with other drivers, staying within the track limits, and bring the car back in one piece.
Oh, okay, I got you then.
Our race engineers will need to check your radio systems, tire temperatures, and brakes, so be careful and remember, racing never starts from being fast, but from being safe and disciplined.
Sorry guys,
After
I'm
the
just gonna
first
post my
installation
link to a
tests,
lot of
the
places
team will ask you
here.
to prove your skills with performance-focused tests. Be focused, don't overdrive, merge yourself with the car, and do your best. The results will affect how good you will start your career, so that maybe some of the best teams will offer you a drive in the next Sprint Cup season. See you on track, and good luck.
Okay, I'm just gonna post my link to a few more places. I'm almost done. Excuse me, sorry, I'm dying. I am so sleep deprived, so I'm probably gonna drive horribly. I don't know if you guys can see the bags under my eyes on that camera. This is a small camera view, and I have that shadow from my hat, but yeah, I'm looking nasty. I'm getting no sleep. Really sleep deprived. I'm really dehydrated too. So I got like mucus in my throat too. So not the best conditions to be racing, but hey, it's just career mode. I'm not going online. All right, posting my link to a few PSN groups here, and then I'll go ahead and roll out. Okay, that is enough places to post my link. I'm going to go ahead and have the chat open on my phone, and we'll go ahead and get started here. Alright, let's see what we can do. Now, I do think I have a setup for the Super Trofeo that I already made for this. If I can load that. And I think there's a 10-minute practice, so we can really 22 liters. Okay. Everything else looks good. Alright. Then we have to go back to controls and steering wheel. That's annoying. I hope they fix that on the next update. Anyways, let's go ahead and do this.
Green light, give it all you can. Welcome to the Lamborghini Youngster Program. Today, you are given a seat.
I'm sorry for all the coughing, guys.
Our team will look at your best lap on track in dry conditions.
Well, I didn't know the engine was already on.
Laps and then start pushing. Good luck.
Let's go dashing away.
It's a little more lively than I remember. Brakes are very sensitive. Just gonna try to get some heat in the tires on these first few laps here. Yeah, these brakes are really nice, actually. Woo! That was a little bit of sliding.
Hello Luke, hi Andy.
Hey, Graham, I'm sorry I missed your stream, man. Hey, LCM, how's it going?
Hey, Graham.
So we're starting career mode fresh again just because normal difficulty was way too easy to me and I was blowing away the AI every race. So,
Hey, LCM.
we're starting fresh. Oh, went in the gravel there. Oopsie daisies. They're gonna. Oh no, because they they monitor how you stay on the track. Is it gonna say track limits though? That's the thing. Is it get? You know what? Can we just? I think we can just hit restart. Yeah. 'Cause that was horrible.
That's
Because
okay,
I think
Graham. It was a fun stream, though.
Yeah, but I want a challenge, so I'm gonna bump it up to hard. But you guys didn't see what just happened there. Erase your memory. I gotta flash that little thing from like Men in Black, just like you guys just forgot. Nothing happened here. Like the penguins from Madagascar, you didn't see anything.
Hi, Luke.
Hey, what's up, GT? Don't hate me, but I don't know how to pronounce your username. Is it I don't want to try because I might get butchered. But yeah, I think in this little Super Trofeo like youth program thing they do before you start your career, I think they monitor. I think it monitors how you're staying on track. So if you exceed track limits, it's going to impact your career, I think. So that's why I just hit restart session. So we got to be perfect on this. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah. Driver's room's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. I only did the DRSL. I did DRSL in driver's room. I never really did a full season of that before I switched over to ACC, and I think I'm gonna stick with this, to be honest, because I'm loving ACC a lot better than Gran Turismo.
Welcome to the Lamborghini Youngster Program. Today, you are given a seat in the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo.
Again, I'm sorry for all the coughing, guys.
Track in dry conditions. Complete at least 2 safe laps and then start pushing. Good luck.
What? Okay, let's hit restart again. Oh my gosh. Well, did I not load in my my tune that time? Let me make sure it's still loaded in. Oh, this is
joined DRSL and DRSF.
Oh, nice. You'll like it, man. DRSL is pretty cool. All right. I'm just kind of done with and I don't mean to like rant here, but I'm done with Gran Turismo 7 in general. I'm just not happy with the direction that game is going, but I'm very happy with ACC anyways. So I'm just gonna make sure my setup is still okay. So it is still there. Okay, that's good.
This
All right.
season is cool.
All right, guys. I swear I won't have to restart it anymore. This is bad. Like I'm barely getting far, and I'm just. You know what? I'm blaming it on the fact that I'm extremely sleep deprived and dehydrated, so, Alright. This is really bad. I couldn't even exit pit lane without spinning. Well, you know, I think ACC on PC is a much better option if you ask me. There's a much bigger player base, and Kuno's... I think that's the people in charge of this game, right? Kuno's actually prioritizes PC because, for instance, the competition servers on PS5 and console in general, I think, have been down since, I think, 2017, and people have been writing tickets to them over and over, and they still haven't addressed that. 5 years. And when I see the... Excuse me.
Hey, Graham.
when I say the competition servers are down, I mean that it doesn't monitor your competition rating, so you're essentially doing it for nothing. You know, your competition rating stays at 0, which sucks. Anyways,
Green light.
so I
You would
know
like
that
up.
this thing is
Welcome to the Lamborghini
lively
Youngster
now. I know
program.
that it wants to
Today,
spin,
you are given a seat
because
in the
I'm
Lamborghini
so used to
Huracan
the
Super.
Huracan
After you will look at your
GT3.
best lap on track in dry conditions.
So the Super
Complete at least 2
Trofeo is
safe
a
and
lot more
valid laps, and then
lively.
start
I'm going to
pushing.
keep that in
Good luck.
mind and really feather it out the pits here. Alright. It also kind of threw me off how they... This thing is really lively. It threw me off how they have the engine start and the pit limiter on automatic when you start a new career. I'm just really not used to that. Man, this thing is lively. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of heat in those tires while... Oh, and you know what? I had my tire app disabled because
I thought
I
CQ
don't...
was championship points, didn't know it wasn't working right though.
I had my tire app disabled because the GT3 Huracan's cockpit HUD has it on that screen, on the cockpit, which is convenient to me, so I can just turn the tire app off. But I'm turning it back on now and for career mode. I almost forgot to do that. Anyways, back to this. Just trying to get some heat in the tires because this thing is sliding all over the place. I might turn traction control up to 3 also. Yeah, I'm turning TC up to 3 on this thing, and I might turn it back down to 2 once tires get a little bit more temperature in them, but the main thing I want to do right now is get temperature in the tires. Now, you saw the game just stuttered there, even on single player. That was not a broadcast interruption. That was a stutter in the game. And I know some people have told me, well, I think those stutters are when people are joining a server online. No, because it just stuttered again when I'm in single player, so this that's a I don't know if that's a issue with PC, but I do know on PS5 this game kind of like stutters. It's kind of weird. Let's do a little bit more weaving there. Got to be careful weaving at high speeds, especially in this thing. And we're not going to go into the gravel here. That's much better. All I had to do is just get used to this car again. Man, these brakes are so good though. It can slow down so easily. Still trying to get a little bit more heat in the tires, and next lap we'll probably start really trying. I'm really going to go a lot faster once I got enough heat on these tires. You'll like DRSL though, it's pretty fun. They got a lot of variety and good racing in GT7 over there. Let's try to push this thing a little bit harder and see what we can do.
Right on lane, the fastest lap so far.
Tires are still a tiny bit cold, but they're definitely a lot closer to where I want them to be.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Oh, this thing feels a lot better with the tires warmed up. That's a big difference. Code Brown moment. I was doing decent too. Half decent at least. Hey, at least I saved it though. That could have ended in disaster. I don't know if I clipped the curb too much there. We still got 4 minutes left, so still got another opportunity to put in a decent lap. Oh my gosh. I promise this is the last restart, guys. What is this episode, man? I didn't have to restart even once when I did career mode last time. This is kind of funny how, oh my gosh, I need to get it together. Alright. I guess moral of the story here, don't play ACC if you're extremely sleep deprived like I am. I'm going to go ahead and just move the TC up to 3 from there. You know, I actually am going to bump the tire pressures up a little bit too this time as well. 'Cause they were a bit too cold. I'll do like 2 each. Alright. Man, I am so tired. By the way, just letting you guys know, if everything goes well, we should have Spin the Wheel happening tomorrow. And I know that not everyone knows what that is. That's pretty much the only racing I do on GT7 anymore, and it's a series I host where I spin a wheel, a random picker app on my phone to land on a random track and a random vehicle category.
Green light. Go, go, go.
And
Welcome to the Lamborghini Youngster
tomorrow
program.
is going to be the
Today,
Alfa
we are
Romeo
giving a seat in the
8C
Lamborghini
at
Huracan Our
Red
team
Bull
will look at your
Ring
best
in the
lap on
rain.
track in dry conditions. Complete at least 2
So it
safe
should
and
be
guided laps,
tomorrow.
and then start
Spin the
pushing.
Wheel
Good
should be
luck.
tomorrow. You guys are welcome to join. It's not a league or anything. It's not for points. It's just to have some fun. Okay, hopefully no more restarts. Please tell me that this one's just going to be it. See, I don't know what's going on, because, like, last time I tried career mode on my stream, if you don't believe me, you can go back and watch. I didn't have to restart it at all. I was just golden the whole way through. I really think it's just a lack of sleep. The game just stuttered there again. I don't know if you guys caught that. But I'm definitely more used to the physics of this car now. Well, I'm already going way faster on my warm-up lap, so I'm feeling pretty good about this time. Stuck in third gear a little bit too long there. But we got over 5 minutes left, so we got plenty of time to put in a solid lap time here. You know, all it took was me getting used to this, and now I kind of like this thing.
But that lane was so fast.
Could have been a little earlier on the throttle there, but the delta's showing 4/10 anyways. Oh, looks like the delta's going down. Makes sense. Didn't have as good of an exit as I'd like. You gotta be careful checking the delta too, it can get distracting. Oh no, we got the bots. If you're a moderator, please mute the bots in the chat.
Type and find love on the best dating site Revolving Hearts. Type and find love on the best dating site.
Ah! Went way too slow through that section. See, my exit through the back straight here is terrible because of that. Delta's still showing 5/10, but I could have been way stronger through here. Just went on throttle a tad bit too early and it ruined my line. Still gonna be a decent lap though. Oh, I'll have to change that here in a second then. Here, let me, Blocked, bro. Oh, here, Graham, I'm gonna make you a moderator. Just added Graham as a moderator. Andy, I'm going to make you a moderator as well. So Andy and Graham, you both should be moderators now. So if those spam bots come back in like hot girls here and all that stuff, you guys can just mute them. All right, continuing this. So I feel like I could be way faster in that last lap because I kind of oh geez, what is that section called again? Something like, I'm gonna be so wrong with this. Scaria or something, like a scar or something. No, scoot something with an S, okay? But yeah, that one section leading into the back straight.
Okay, bro, no problem.
Yeah, that one section leading into the back straight, I really screwed up that last lap. So I already got the pedal floor down, getting ready to unpause it. Here we go.
Thanks, Luke.
Well, that just happened. Yikes. Guys, I promise this is the last time that I have to. I braked at the 150. I don't know how I ended up going that far deep. That was really weird. Anyways, this is a bad look. I don't know what's going on, man. Am I cursed today?
I haven't had the pleasure of a bot attack yet. We see nothing, see no evil monkey.
I don't know what's going on today, man. Like, when I'm definitely having an off day. When I did career mode, the other stream, I did not have this happening. I really think it's, well, see, I would say I think it's sleep deprivation, but there I braked. I'm pretty sure, I'm positive that I braked at 150. That was bizarre. I don't know if the brakes locked up or something.
That's actually
I mean, I have.
really funny.
Yeah.
Green light, give it all you can. Welcome to the Lamborghini Youngster
This episode's becoming something of a meme.
The Lamborghini Huracan Supertrofeo. Our team will look at your best lap on track in dry conditions. Complete at least 2 safe and valid laps and then start pushing.
You guys
Good
get
luck.
to watch me fail epically today. You see what's going on is the sun's in my eye. You know, I'm outside right now and the sun's like real bright in my eyes, you know? Let's try this one more time. I'm getting pretty tired of restarting it. This whole episode's gonna be me trying to do this first part of career mode. Oh my goodness. See, now I'm being too cautious in the braking zones. Oh, I forgot to do weaving for the tires. Let's do some weaving. Nope, nope, none of
I
that.
restarted my career and forgot how to drive rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, pretty much, Andy. I don't know what's going on. It's definitely an off day for me, for sure. See, that doesn't make any sense, because I braked at like the same spot. I think what happened is the brakes locked up last time. I must have just mashed down the pedal too hard and the brakes locked up. I think that's definitely what happened. But see, no matter what, no matter how bad I do in this stream, I will never drive as bad as XQC drives. And you guys can clip me saying that if you want, I don't care. Yeah, shots fired. XQC is rather interesting to watch. It's funny to watch him, though. You know, he's no, like, pro sim racer. It's just really funny.
I think he did a whole system reboot.
Whew! Me or XQC? I love how we're still stuck on this one trial here.
You should have seen the
Yeah, when I
driver
ease off the
enjoying
braking
stream.
pressure, I don't lock out the brakes. I actually end up stopping sooner.
That guy was insane. It took so much patience to stay calm with that guy.
I'll have to watch what you're talking about later, Graham. Because I heard you talking about it earlier, too, I think. Ah, terrible exit again onto the back street. That section there gets me every time. You gotta get it just right. Still gonna be a decent lap anyways, I'm not too worried at all. Yeah, I bet with how bad my luck's going, you guys are just watching with popcorn now. Okay, so that was a high 57. Not too bad. Oh, it's that bad, huh? I've been gathering some replays for Dirty Driving Episode 3, by the way. So you guys can look forward to that. Now punch it. There we go. Oh, and I held on third gear too long. Dang it. I'm used to the gear ratios of the GT3 Huracan. This is throwing me off. Third gear's shorter in this than you'd expect. Oh, it locked up the brakes again there. I could feel the brakes locking up that time, though. We're still on a good note on the Delta there by a little bit. I still could be way faster than this. 57.5 is, got one more lap to try here. Let's see what we can do. Locked up the brakes a little bit again, but it's no big deal. We're through just fine. Fastest through this section so far. It's looking good. That was a little rough. Yeah, this isn't going to be any groundbreaking lap. I mean, I was very slow on this section last lap, though. I could make up for it right here if I nail it. Oh, that wasn't nailing it. Oh, definitely not nailing it. Oh, definitely not nailing it. Yeah, the Delta's looking pretty red there. Oh well, I guarantee you I blew away the AI. And it's going to recommend easy again, but we're going to pick hard this time around. Gosh! Yeah, I guarantee you I blew away the AI, though. This is going to be a high 58, right? That... Oh, I don't know what that lap was. Where did it last lap. Okay, it was a low 58. I thought it would be a high 58. Alright. Well, if my worst lap was a low 58, that's not terrible. And look at this. Look at how much better I did than the AI there. I got a mid 57. The other AI got a high 58, low 59, low 59, low 59, and a high 50 or mid 59. So I'm like seconds ahead of all the AI. And despite me being seconds ahead of all the AI in that lap time, I guarantee you it's going to recommend easy on the difficulty. But I think next it makes you do nighttime drive. No, rain driving first, and then nighttime driving. So up next is the rain driving, if I remember right.
Recommend easy auto gearbox TC full abs.
See, here we go. It's recommending a difficulty of easy. Again, it recommends easy. Why? Why? Like, I just blew away the AI, and it's like, oh, you suck at this. Like, what? You know, and it did this last time, and I still picked normal, and when I picked normal, it was way too easy, so we're going to try hard this time. That's the sole reason why I started over career mode, was because on normal, I was just blowing away the AI on every single race. So if I do hard, hopefully they'll be able to keep up with me more on the races. So let's try hard difficulty and see how that is. And then I think we can custom set the assist. Oh, on hard difficulty, there's some of them that are grayed out. I like that. So, okay, you can have the clutch in automatic. That's good, because I don't like having a manual clutch, but I do like the manual gears to shift. Okay, so engine start. Let's make that manual. Oh, so when you change engine start to manual, that change. Okay, that makes sense. Wipers automatic, lights automatic, pit limiter manual. Everything else should be fine. So manual gearbox, manual engine start, manual pit limiter. Everything else, I don't really care about it being manual. Realism, damage rate 100%. Tires, let's make that unlimited. Fuel consumption enabled. Yeah, that stuff you can't change in hard mode, it looks like. Brake temperature, you can't change that, it's enabled. But I like that. I would pick that if it let me pick them, so that's perfect. Formation lap. Yeah, I don't want to do a full lap because that would just be time consuming. We're just going to do last corner. Penalties enabled. Sweet. Everything's exactly how I want it to be there. So, next up is the rain test. Alright. Let's see how this thing handles in the rain. And again, I'm so used to the GT3 Huracan, and this thing looks and sounds like the GT3 Huracan. It's a little off-putting. Alright. Let's... Oops, I forgot you have to go to controls, wireless controller, then go to setup, current setup, then hit triangle, load the wet one. I'm going to turn the PS5 up by just a tiny bit. Alright. I'll have TC at... I'll try 5 in the wet. Just have to be really careful. Alright. Everything else should be fine. Soften up the dampers a little bit to make it more predictable. Soften up the slow dampers on the front. We'll give it one more click on the rear wing in the rear. Give it a little bit more downforce in the rain. We are on higher ABS, higher TC, hotter tire pressures to start with, wet tires, pad 3 brakes. Everything should be fine. Let's get out there.
Green light, go, go, go. Your second test.
Look at that, I got the manual ignition and manual engine start now.
And bring the car back in one piece.
That feels a lot better. It just, something feels glorious about hitting the button to start the engine yourself. It just feels like you did something, you know, like when the game just has the engine going automatically, it doesn't feel as badass, man. So we just engaged a pit limiter, first gear. Oh, I forgot to go back to controls and select a wheel again. That's annoying. Alright, let's roll. Who's going to be real slippery? I got to be careful. Feathering that throttle. Okay. Now, I'm probably going to lift up a tiny bit as I disengage the pit limiter. There, okay, there we go. It's not as slippery as I expected.
Good luck.
Thank you, Andy. Okay, just kind of testing the waters. But I'm just... No pun intended, am I right? Okay, lots of understeer here. Has to be expected under these conditions. I'm gonna brake a little early, given how wet the track is. Be real careful through that chicane. Brake a tad bit early again here. You gotta anticipate understeer through the turns when it's wet. Now I'm going at a snail's pace right now because I just really don't know what to expect with this car in the wet. Like I said, I'm really used to the GT3 Huracan, which is light years different than this. So, braking early yet again. Oh, brakes locked up. We're hydroplaning, okay. Keep that in mind for these other laps. Okay, the curbs are a death sentence in the wet, looks like. And I'm not gonna weave to get heat in the tires because it's a little wet to do that. Really hydroplane there. Hey, Top-O-Matic, what's up, man? Nice to see you. We are doing a new career mode. Oh, okay, well, so if this is your first stream, first of all, welcome aboard the best YouTube channel to ever exist, better than PewDiePie, even. And also, you missed, oh no, we're hydroplaning there. Oh, we still made it. You missed,
Hi, Top-O-Matic.
So last stream, just to fill you in on the gaps, I did, last time I did career mode, not the very last stream, but last time I did career mode, it recommended easy to me after these trial run thingies, and I thought easy would be too easy, so I picked normal, and even normal was way too easy, so we're starting over because I don't want to do the rest of career mode with it being that easy, and so I just picked hard for the difficulty this time around. And hopefully when I pick hard on the races that I do later on here pretty soon, that the AI can actually keep up with me and it'll be somewhat interesting rather than me just getting pole for every race and then just disappearing from the whole crowd right away. And I want there to be somewhat of a challenge, so that's why we started over on career mode. This thing is a bit of a handful to handle in the wet, so I'm going to bump up the TC by 1 click. TC's at 6 now. Yikes. I might have to bump up the ABS as well, because I am locking up on the brakes quite often. Okay, I'm going to bump up the ABS to 6 as well. So both TC and ABS are at 6 now. Should be a little less terrifying now in the rain. Let's test this out. So braking here. Look at that, I didn't lock up on the brakes. So see, sometimes minor changes like that can go a long way. All I did is bump up the ABS by 1 click. Now granted, if you have it at like 2, you might need to do more than just 1 click up to adjust to that in the rain. Okay, we can go a lot faster than that. I have a little bit more confidence now with the TC and ABS up higher. Yeah, this is a Super Trofeo, not to be confused with the GT3. The Super Trofeo is not only slower on the straights, but it doesn't quite get as much grip through the turns as well. So the Super Trofeo is all around harder and slower to drive. It's not the powerhouse of a GT3 car, and it doesn't have the same aerodynamics. Slight lockup on the brakes there. Nothing like earlier. Little slight lockup there too, so I can't just mash the pedal down still. I mean, even with ABS high and these conditions, you still have to be a little careful. You can even hear that TC kicking in and doing its job with the RPM just kind of like rattling like, that's the TC doing its job. And that's, you can even use audio to gauge out if you have your TC too high or too low, because if you hear the engine noise stuttering too much, if it's doing like a like that way too often, it's hindering your throttle input too much, and you need to lower the TC then. Now, ABS adjustments don't have the luxury of audio to give you feedback as TC does, so ABS adjustments, you just gotta play it by feel. Alright, let's try to get in the 205s if we can.
My experience with Axis on PC, and I modded the hell out of the game.
Oh yeah, they have a lot more support for PC anyways. Okay, a lot faster through Curva Grande there. We got 2/10 on the Delta, looks like. Gonna brake a little bit early before this chicane. I think I went in a little bit too hot last time, so getting a nice line through here, and then prioritize that exit. No stuttering on the RPMs there. We're very smooth on the throttle. Try to keep a line nice and tight through here, because we do get a lot of understeer, given the conditions there. Very nice. This lap's going exactly how I want it to be so far. Now, this can be a little bit tricky because of the curbs in the wet. So I'm avoiding that curb. I don't want to cut it so close to the inside that I'm going to nick the curb in the wet. Curbs can be a little bit more bite when they're wet curbs. I just feel like they can unsettle the car more easily when the curbs are wet. Now, this is a very easy place to lock up the brakes, so I got to be very careful there. And then really go slow, prioritize the exit right there, punch it on the way out. Strong exit into the back straight. And that Delta's looking very happy. Look at how rapidly that Delta's going up there when I actually prioritize the exit to this back straight. The place where it's probably my biggest weakness in this track, to be honest. And again, the braking zone at the end of the back straight is also a very easy place to lock up the brakes, so had to really be careful there. Try to let the car steer itself on that spoon curve. Alright, we did get in the 205s, mission accomplished. I said let's try to get in the 205s, and I'm a man of my word.
Bro, you should try commentary with the dialogue low.
Yeah, I have people say that I'm talented in commentary. I've actually had some offers to commentate for some leagues. I think it would be fun, but I'm gonna be honest, it's time consuming, so I hate to be this guy, but I'd probably want a small fee to commentate for people's races. But I would be more than glad to. Definitely went deep there through that chicane. See, that's the thing is, wet driving can be very unpredictable. You have to be on your toes at all times, because it's not like dry weather where it's so static, where you always brake at the same place, you always have the same line. The conditions can be very dynamic in wet weather racing, and so you have to be on your toes, you know. It's not as static as dry racing.
Smaller iRacing leagues.
Yeah, I mean, I'd definitely be interested in it. It's just, and I'm just being brutally honest, it is going to be taking a big chunk out of my day, so I'd probably want, like, I don't know, like, some money to commentate for races, but I'd do it. Hey, that was a very strong exit. We're actually in a positive, well, I guess technically negative delta here, which is what you want. So, I didn't think that lap, or this lap, would actually be something to reckon with, given how deep I went with my line into the second chicane. And look at that, through the spoon curve, very careful with the throttle input, and the delta's almost to half a second now.
Session is now golden.
Looks like my session middle there was silver. I can't remember what session middle I got last time.
Looking to launch for leagues on GT7 next year.
You own a network channel. What does that mean? Okay, so I'm still the fastest lap out of the AI, but I didn't dominate in the wet as much as I did in the dry. And I think that's mostly due to the fact that when you are driving in the wet, it's going to be way more unpredictable, and with that being so unpredictable, if you're in a car that you're not familiar with, it's very scary territory, because this is not a car that I'm used to by any means. So if this was like an event where I had lots of time to prep for it, probably would have more confidence, but it was a scary thing to try to drive fast in the wet in a car that I'm unfamiliar with. Alright, so we got a silver middle result for this. Still the fastest lap time out of all the AI, but only by a margin this time. Not dominating nearly as much as we did in the dry. I think the next one is dark. dark laps in the nighttime. Yep. Okay. Looks
Broadcasting
like
network.
broadcasting network, like a radio station, or I'm I'm confused. All right. So, oh, and Top-O-Matic, I'm hosting my lobby for Spin the Wheel on GT7 tomorrow. If you're interested, it will be the Alfa Romeo 8C at Red Bull Ring in the rain, which should be a lot of chaos.
Basically live streaming the events.
Gotcha. That sounds pretty cool, man. How often do you do that? Just gonna make sure this stuff is how it was. Yeah, that's the same. That's the same. Okay, good. All right, nighttime at Monza. Here we
Razz
come.
up.
Smokey, what's up, man? And this night
want to
driving
start it
test,
next
you'll be
year.
evaluated based on not dying. That's what the text says, guys. I read it word for word. All right. So again, we gotta go to controls, wireless
Hey, Smokey.
controller, then go back, then go to setup, then go to current setup, then hit triangle, then you can load
Hey,
your
Smokey.
setup. You know, it's given the fact that it's dark, it's going to be a lot colder ambient temperature, so we're going to bump these tire pressures way up. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 clicks on each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one's already close to where it needs to be, so you know what? I'll do that one like there, and then I'll do this one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clicks, and then this one 1, 2, 3, 4 clicks. This, I don't know if I want to start that one on 21.7. I'll make that one start in 26.9.
Hey Graham, Andy. I would want to do spin the wheel, but I'm sick at the moment.
Oh no, I hope you get better. See, and I thought me just having a mild cough today was bad. I hope you get better, man. And now, before I forget, after you do that, you have to go back to options and controls, then wheel, then go back, and now you can drive. I hope they patch that.
Green light.
Monza in the dark is pretty
In this
cool.
night driving test, you will be evaluated based on your fastest lap, but always remember that
What
the
does that
first
race
priority
control
is
message
to
say?
drive consistently, avoid incidents, or
Oh.
cutting the track. Be
Turn
safe
on
and
lights.
have
Well, it
fun
just
out
says
there.
that when I turn on the engine. There we go. Alright, pit limiter on.
I need to either practice the new TT or money grind.
Yeah. See, I like how in ACC you don't even need to worry about money. It's not even a factor in the game at all. Okay, this car's feeling off for whatever reason. Maybe I'm just so used to how it handles in the rain now. I want to make sure real quick that I have the right steering lock on. Yeah, it is the proper steering lock. Okay, well, maybe I'm just used to how much understeer I got in the rain, and now I'm like, whoa, hey, it's actually turning. All right, going back to this. Game just stuttered again, so yeah, that whenever the game stutters, see, this is evidence right here that those stutters in the game.
Looks crazy.
Yeah, the nighttime racing in this looks crazy no matter what track you're at. Honestly, best nighttime racing of any sim racing title out there. It's better than the Simcades even too, visually. But I would say, visually speaking, rain races look better in GT7. But nighttime races, oh man, amazing. Okay, definitely want to get some heat in these tires. We're going to weave a little bit. Yeah, this feels way different than how it handled in the wet. Probably because the front dampers are a lot more stiff, and well, when you stiffen up these slow speed front dampers, when you stiffen them up, the car is going to be a lot more pointy and agile, actually, which is, you would expect that to not be the case, but try it out for yourself if you don't believe me. That's exactly why I actually softened the slow dampers on the front for the rain. It makes it more predictable when they're a little bit more soft, but you have them more pointy and more agile. You can be a little bit faster, but it's definitely more, ooh, okay. We lived. That was bad. Getting distracted. Trying to talk while driving is not the easiest thing in the world. Especially at nighttime. Locked up the brakes a little bit there too. Maybe I got used to the ABS being so high. Slowly getting the hang of this now. That rev limiter sounds sick, by the way. So Graham, how are you liking career mode then?
Nice jumping back on Axe on PS5. I think it's about time I did too next week.
Slipstream! Nice to see you, man. Hey, Slipstream, I'm getting more people interested in that league I'm considering starting. It's getting exciting, man. There's a lot of, I think I got like 9 people interested now. I'm getting very close to pulling the trigger on it, possibly.
Sounds like a plan for sure.
We did a kind of like a burnout exiting that chicane there.
Okay, so far only done the first double race, would have won the second race but got a DT pen.
Sorry, I just completely missed your message. I'm like really focused here. Looks like I'm 1.5 seconds faster this lap than last. And this section coming up right here, leading into the back straight, can't remember exactly what it's called, but this section right here is where I struggle the most. Definitely can get better with practice here, jeez. Well, we're still about the same pace, so we didn't lose any pace through there. Ooh, that delta went sky high now. That is good. All right. Well, we got a 57.9 in the dark. Definitely slower in the dark, but I mean, that's to be expected. When your visibility's a lot lower, you're probably not going to be as fast as in the daytime. Unless if you're an alien. I mean, there's definitely people out there that doesn't apply to them, but at least for me, I'm still struggling with nighttime driving. It's a skill set I need to master. I think the thing that gets me the most in nighttime driving is that you can't really see as much of the track ahead of you to visualize your line that you need to take ahead of time. Because I'm very visual with my line that I take driving. But that challenge makes it interesting and fun. You can see there's a little bit of blue on the edges of my tires there on the tire data. So even with all this friction, it's still cooling down and on the edges of the tire, front and back edges. Nighttime will do that. Probably could have got away with having less fuel in the tank than this, but it's no big deal. We're gonna blow away the AI anyways. That's what's cool about career mode is it's pretty laid back. It's not nearly as competitive as online racing goes. Alright. Guarantee you I'm gonna be best laps of all the AI. It looks like, I think this is the last lap right here. Braking just before the 150 there. Try not to lock out the brakes, which I did successfully. That was pretty good. A little bit too much throttle in first gear there. Mid-chicane. Yeah. I have people tell me that often. I'll have to get around to that after this stream, before my next stream then. Easy now, prioritize the line. Get a good exit. There we go! Oh, come on, I was doing so well until then. Big bite on the throttle there, and it threw me off a little, unsettled the car into a spin. Kept it under control though. We're not as far off pace as we probably would have been though.
Only just noticed.
Looks like we're still right on pace. It's a miracle that I actually was able to save it to that degree. And we stayed committed that whole way. That's a good exit, and that feels good whenever I get a good exit on this back straight, because that section there is where I always struggle. And you guys can probably relate to that. Whenever you take a section of a track that you usually struggle with, and you just get it just right, that's such a good feeling.
Session is over.
Bronze middle. Are you kidding me? But see, it'll say this. It'll say, like, bronze middle for the session. It'll say recommending easy to me and all this stuff. But then when you pick normal on the AI settings, you're... See, how do I get... Oh, I'm fourth. Well, that's new. I guess that's because I picked hard for the AI difficulty. So that's what I want. That's good, because I'm kind of in the middle of the pack here. Because normal difficulty, I was still blowing them away. So, that's kind of exciting. It's funny how it's exciting for me to see that I'm not blowing away the AI. Usually you'd think it'd be the other way around, you know, like most people would be wanting to be way... I mean, I still want to win, but it's just funny how it's exciting to see that I'm not winning. Because, like, that's the goal. Because I wanted the AI to actually be putting up a fight, which they did! Mission accomplished! Alright, so I'm going to pick the same cars I did last time because career mode, I'm not being competitive with it. I'm not doing any league races, no online races or whatever, so I don't want to fiddle around with setting up a perfect tune on every race. I want to do this race and then that race and then that race and just fly through career mode as you're supposed to, so I don't want to spend half an hour making a tune before each, level in career mode. So I really think out of all of these, and I stand by this, I think out of all of the cars that you can pick to start off with in career mode, I really think that the McLaren 650S is the best option if you don't want to fiddle around with setups. I think the default setups are the best, and the McLaren compared to the default setups in the rest of these cars.
Speaking of setups,
shouldn't be showing you guys this ahead of time, but I wanted to keep, if I make my league a thing, I wanted to keep the name of it that I had in mind a secret, but since I got to enter a team name here, I'm going to go ahead and make the name that I wanted for my league up there. So you guys just got a sneak peek. I wanted to keep it a secret, but there it is. What do you guys think? Anyways, car number. Let's make that. All right. That's Captain Falcon's number. Oh, geez, I have to pee. I'll be right back.
tried to play last night for the first time since update. Is there an easy way to save updates? Very frustrating.
So, Alfred, what you were saying about the setups, that's the thing that I've been complaining about a lot. I'll have to show you in a second because I've been complaining about it like a lot on my streams. So, I'll show you it in a second. It is annoying, but there is a way around it. Okay, so teammate 1. Let's see here. Ricky Bobby. Oh, first name and last name. I'm stupid. Oops. Ricky B. Ricky Bobby. And then teammate 2. Oh, I did the same thing again. All right. Got Ricky Bobby and Jonathan Brigsby. Dream team right here, guys. Dream team. All right. So, as always, when you do a short career, the first race is at Zolder. And I will be in the McLaren. I think all of that always stays the same. Yeah, that is the same. So, all right, I'll have to show you, Alfred, how to work around that bug. It was update 1.8.2.2 that introduced this bug of the setup. So, if you had a setup saved, which I'll tell you right now, there's no way I have a setup saved for this car. But
You're not first, you're last.
exactly, Ricky Bobby. So, hypothetically, if I had setup saved on this, you'd have to go to Options, you go to Controls, you select Wireless Control. Now, I know you're not on Wireless Controller, and you're probably on Steering Wheel, but you have to select Wireless Controller just for this, and then you go back, and then you go into Setup, and then you go into Current Setup. Now, see how I'm able to open this menu. Now, I don't have any tunes loaded for this. I haven't made any. But that's, I mean, career mode, I'm not going to be making tunes for all these. I'll just quickly go through and just adjust quick settings. That's about it. But anyways, that's besides the point. So, just for demonstration's sake, I'm going to show you here. When I leave it on steering wheel on options, if I go to setup now, look at this. I'm hitting triangle over and over and over. And when I hit triangle, nothing happens. So you have to go...
PETA.
PETA. What? But yeah, you have to go into controls, wireless controller. So you select wireless controller like that. Then you go back, then you go into setup. Then it will let you load or save a tune. And after you load or save your tune, then you go back and then you have to pick wheel again, because if you leave it on wireless controller, all of the buttons on your steering wheel will work, but your pedals will not work. So you won't be able to hit the gas, so you do need to remember to go back to pick wheel again. So you go back, you pick wheel, and then you're able to drive. But we're just going to go into the setup here and just... like I said, the reason why I picked the McLaren for career mode is because the default setups are great. I don't have to change much on the default setups. Really, all I'm going to do here is I'm going to bump up the tire pressures by a little. I always do that just to be safe. I'll just leave those like that, but I'll just put the rear ones up by some. And I'll just turn the TC down to 3, ABS at 5, and I'll just... Hang on a second. What is the... I think my camera's blocking it, but... Oh, it's just going to be a 5-minute practice, so we're not going to put much fuel in for that. That's going to be like, I don't know, 15 liters of fuel there. And pad 1 brakes. Okay, and then we're just going to flip the wheel rates.
4% brake dead zone.
Because my brake pedal is a potentiometer, it's not a load cell pedal, and so because of that, the braking travel is going to be at a way where for it to register that you're fully engaging your brakes, you have to push very hard on this brake pedal. And so when I set the braking dead zone so high to like 34%, I mean, seriously, like before, you'd see my whole body like move way up like this on my, because I'm just like leg pressing like 1,000 pounds to brake. So this game is optimized for load cell brake pedals. So with me putting a high braking dead zone, that means that there's 34% of what used to be 100%, where I'd have to move it all the way down to here to brake full.
Thanks for sharing the information.
Yeah, like, okay, so now there'd be 34% left of play where it doesn't even matter, and that's just not accounted for. It's just a dead zone to where now when I break down at, I don't want to do the math, 70-something percent, 74% more down, it registers that as 100% now. So I have to brake less for it to be full, and that's super beneficial on a potentiometer brake pedal. But I think what's more important is setting the brake gamma higher. You want to have your brake gamma at about 3.50 or even potentially higher
29.
on a
My
Yep,
brake
that's what I'm
pedal is
using
acting
too.
crazy after update as well.
Yeah, if you're on
Is that a
G29,
G29? I have
yeah,
the
you guys
same
both are on
pedals.
G29. Yeah, you want to set your brake pedal. I mean, I'll open the settings again for you guys to see all of what I have. You definitely see my brake gamma. I have it set to 3.80. Now that's very high. A lot of people might not want it set that high. The higher you set your brake gamma, it's, how do I explain this? It's going to Google can probably explain that so much better than me, but brake gamma essentially is like, if you have your gamma at 1, it's just going to be fully linear progression. And if you have it at 3.80, that's a lot higher than 1. So like, instead of it just being a 1-to-1 progression ratio to where it's just completely linear the whole way through your braking, when you have it at 3.80, the harder you press, it's going to then have the pressure go up significantly. So basically, it just helps you brake harder. I mean, that's like the most simple way to put it. Like, the higher you have your brake gamma, it's going to brake harder with less pressure put down on the brake pedal. So, brake dead zone has more to do with the amount of travel as far as distance and where the pedal's going, like travel distance. Brake gamma has more to do with the pressure on the braking pedal, how hard you're pushing down on it. So both of those, you want to set it a lot higher than you would a load cell brake pedal. Load cell brakes would be so ideal on this, and that is a goal of mine. I eventually want to upgrade to a load cell braking pedal, but yep. Throttle dead zone I have at 0% because that doesn't matter. I mean, you can have absolute precision with the throttle. You don't have to worry about that on G29. But yeah, your steer lock, you also want to make sure that corresponds with whatever car you're driving, which it's a good thing I caught that because
3.80 then is almost 4 times harder, right?
yeah. Like I said, I have it really high. Like a lot of people on potentiometers, they will set their brake gamma. I would say a setting that most people might enjoy would be like 3.20 to 3.50, but I have it all the way up to 3.80, which I like to brake real hard. So that, if I left this at 1, I'd be like, I would have my braking leg, because I do left foot braking. My braking leg would look like Mr. Olympia, and then my right leg would look like a normal person if I left that brake gamma at 1. So, anyways, yeah, one thing too, the steer lock. You always want to make sure your steer lock corresponds with the car that you're in, and 620 degrees is a steer lock on the Lamborghinis. So I have presets that I've saved. Ferrari and McLaren is a different steer lock. Both Ferrari and McLaren share the same steer lock, so I have them saved under the same thing. It's right there. Just loaded that preset. Bam. Don't even have to Google again what it is. I just have all those cars
Mine
saved.
is
So
default at the moment.
default is a brake gamma. Ooh, you want to turn that up if you're on the G29. Trust me. It'll take some time to get used to once you make that change, but it's worth it in the long run. Because when you do that at first, you're going to feel like you're braking way too hard all the time, but your leg muscles will thank you. So I highly recommend turning the brake gamma up if you're on a potentiometer brake pedal, which the G29 is. Anyways, I have my steer lock set to the appropriate setting for the McLaren now, so we're going to go ahead and exit out. And I think I was just on the setup of saying, with mechanical grip on the McLaren, the only thing I do is I flip the wheel rates, because on the default settings, it's like this. It has the front wheel rates a little bit lower Newton meters than the rear wheel rates. And I always like to, it's an OCD of mine, I always like to have the front wheel rates just slightly higher than the rear. So I just flip that, and then I just, let's see, here on the dampers, I'm going to make this 12. Fast rebounds just a little bit too high. I'll bump that up to like 18 on the bump. I'll actually do 17, so 17 on the bump there. And then I'll just do 8 and 10 on the rear. I typically don't, now this is completely preference here, but I typically don't like to have the fast dampers more stiff on the rear than the front. I kind of like to have everything in the suspension softer on the rear. And that's completely personal preference. That is not a one-size-fits-all. But yeah, I like to have it like that. So here we go. We'll just turn the aerodynamics down by a tiny... You know what? No, I just want to make this as close to the default settings I can get away with. I will adjust the brake ducts, though. I don't want the brakes getting too cold, so close it up a lot in the rear, a little in the front. And everything else should be fine. And the default setups are just wonderful. See, I didn't have to tweak much. You take the default setup of the McLaren, and the only thing I change is obviously tire pressure, but you want to change that all the time. Obviously electronics, but like I said, that's universal. You always want to tamper with the electronics. Fuel and strategy, again, that's universal. You're going to be changing that stuff all the time. Mechanical grip, the only adjustment I did is I flipped the wheel rates. Dampers, I just tampered with the fast settings. I kind of tampered with the slow settings, but overall, they're very similar to where they were to begin with. And the only thing I did in aerodynamics is I just moved the brake ducts down. So that's fast, simple, and easy. We're going to leave everything else how it is, very close to the default setup here. And we're not even going to save that because it's just very quick adjustments, and we're going to just go into drive and do the 5-minute practice here and see how this feels. Little nice 5-minute practice session for us to get accustomed to this car after being in the Super Trofeo. Oh, we got a crowded pit lane there as we exit. Disengage the pit limiter. Be very careful not to hit those barriers, and I gotta be easy with the car at first to get accustomed to this. It's going to be driving a lot differently. The engine is already much louder, and I had to take evasive action there not to hit him, and it made me go across a white line. That would have been a penalty if it's in the middle of a race. And yeah, the physics on this feel tremendously different than the Lamborghini. This is a very mechanical car versus an analog car as far as how it feels. It likes to lock up a lot on the throttle, and then it likes to be very loose off throttle. And that could be to do with the differential, but I'm not going to tamper with that a whole lot. This is a very electronically assisted car. McLaren's known for that. But in career mode, the art of career mode is to just jump into all these different events. Now, the AI is actually a much better pace than what I liked, and well, not what I liked. The AI is a much better pace than what I was used to in normal. I much prefer this. It is braking in moments it shouldn't be braking at. Like right there's really no need to even brake through that corner. But the AI is a much better pace than before. I remember it was horrible and just painfully slow on the normal settings, so I'm overall feeling rewarded that I took the time to restart career mode. It is a bit of a hassle, but it was worth it in the long run, guys, because this is going to be a much more interesting career mode, both for me and both for you guys to watch, because I bet from your guys' perspective too, it's going to be more entertaining to watch races where it's going to be a lot more close together than me just dominating every single race. You know, it adds more suspense. It adds you being on the edge of your seat a little bit more, I guess, so to speak, because you just don't know what's going to happen going very deep in there. Oh my goodness. Careful on that rejoin, making sure not to get in the way of anybody else, which looks like I kind of did with that Audi behind me, but we're good to go. Oh my gosh, I need to get used to this car. Handles tremendously different than the Super Trofeo Lamborghini. The Super Trofeo was very agile, very loose, didn't need to go in second gear there, but the Super Trofeo is very, very loose and agile and pointy. This is a lot more locked up and a lot more electronic and mechanical, not as analog, but overall it feels a lot more locked than the Super Trofeo. It's not as on edge. Now you do have to have more throttle discipline because of that. It's a sacrifice. When the car's more locked up, you can't apply as much throttle because there is a little bit more understeer overall. Had to lift there. Looks like I kind of went in the grass there. So I'm kind of just reminding myself, I'm using this 5-minute practice session to remind myself of how this car handles and how it feels to adjust to the throttle input more than anything. Because the throttle input and how much more locked up this car gets has to be so much more wildly different. You can get away with really abusing the Lamborghini and it begs for it. Where this thing is just a lot more, I think I've explained it well enough, really. It's just really locked up and mechanical, and you can't really just throw it around as much as you can with the Lamborghini. Like right there, I'm going a lot wide. I'm going to have to take some time to get accustomed to this again. It doesn't have, basically what I'm trying to explain is that it doesn't have much on-throttle rotation. It likes to rotate a lot off-throttle, but even if you're putting the slight amount of throttle during rotation, it likes to stiffen up and go straight then. So during the rotation through the corners, you have to be very, very careful with how your throttle input manipulates the rotation through the corners, because that makes a big, big difference in this McLaren. Right there, I had the lift too. You almost have to get the car pointed where you need to go way ahead of time in this thing. Like, before you even slightly go on the throttle, you want to make sure it's pointed where you need to go. It's almost like it just always wants to drive in a straight line. Now, that's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's just for explanation's sake. A little bit deep there too. So this practice session is a good thing to have, because definitely not driving how I'd want to for qualifying, and this gave me a little bit of a time to get used to it. You can see there I'm sixth fastest in the practice session, and I definitely want to get faster than that before the qualifying. So definitely getting accustomed to this car again, because it's been a long time since I've driven this. Alright, so the goal here is to qualify in the first 3 positions, it says. Let's try to do that. Setup should still be how... Well, hang on. What is the length of... Okay, so it's a 5-minute qualifying session. So yeah, we can just leave in 15 liters and get out there. Alright. Ignition on. Pit limiter on before the engine comes on. First gear. And I'm actually the first one out this time. It was rather congested leaving pit lane earlier. It's going to be nice to not have anyone serving us traffic right ahead of me on my out lap. Stay within the white line this time, which is different from last session as well. So right here, you can see exactly what I was talking about. I'm so used to having light throttle application during rotation in the corners, and in this thing, you want to do all your rotation off throttle first, make sure the nose is pointed where you want it, and then go back on throttle. Even the slightest throttle input is going to make this thing not want to rotate at all anymore. So it is a much different experience than what I'm used to. But I picked this thing mainly because it's very easy to drive, it's very forgiving, and it's the main reason is because I don't want to be tampering with setups too much during career mode, and that's perfect for that. So right here, especially on this turn, get it exactly where you want it to be, get it pointed where you want it to be, and then right there, smooth exit. That's the main thing I got to get used to in this, is be very patient to get the nose pointed where you want it first, and then go on the throttle. So right here, really lift off. Now come, oh! Alright, let's try to get a solid qualifying time in, because we only have 3 minutes left. It's a very short qualifying session. Not exactly as precise as I'd like to be. It's going to be interesting to see if I can actually make it in the top 3. Trying to be a lot faster here if I can. Just going to third gear here. Definitely be more patient, and now go back on the power. I think that's a little bit better than last lap. It's still going to be a lot faster though. Now I need to be a lot faster through the chicane. I slowed down way too much for the chicane last time, so let's see how faster we can be through here. Okay, try to be a little bit more careful now. You gotta have a balance. Not too fast through the chicane because then the curb will really unsettle the car, but at the same time not too slow and not too careful through it. Really prioritize the exit. Come on, keep it together, Luke. That little lift there was worth it in the end. Once you get back going on this thing, once you get back on the throttle, it really likes to go in a straight line. Short shifted into second there to counteract the lateral movement of the rear tires there. That's one move that's kind of hard to master, but it can be a very quick and rapid way to cancel out unwanted lateral movement on the rear. Okay, so far I'm the second fastest. Oh, third fastest now. Now I did get that curb unsettling the car through this chicane on the last lap. Let's try to not do that again. Take a better line through there to where the exit's not going to hit that curb as hard. Ooh, still kind of nicked it. But we had a much faster exit, and we're over 3/10 better this time around. Try to prioritize our line through here. That's much faster through there. Prioritize the line again. Line, line, line. It's the most important thing in Zolder. Well, almost any circuit, really. Patience here. And now go back on the power, because it really locks up on the exit. So far, so good. Alright, about a 6/10 faster almost than last lap. Stuck in third gear a little bit too long there. I was a bit distracted, but it looks like qualifying's over. So,
Cut detected.
alright, so we're starting in second place, looks like. So we did land a top 3 qualifying time. And notice how these times are a lot closer together. This is so much better on hard difficulty. Okay, we got bumped down to third. Oh no, we barely missed the... Oh, okay, now bumped down to fifth. Okay, people are definitely beating my times now. So, we didn't get the top 3 finish that we wanted in qualifying. Bumped down to 6th place. This would be an interesting race, guys. Alright. If I had the time to really practice with this car, I could probably be way faster. So I believe we're about to do qualifying for race number 2, and I'm going to try to get a much faster time for the second race. So we're just waiting on... Why am I not on the checkered flag there? I don't understand. That's weird. Did I still have one more lap? I thought it said the session was over. That's very weird. Okay, I guess we got to wait for like a minute 15 because I did put in some laps, so it should just let us progress to the next. If I hit continue, what? No, it doesn't end the session there. Well, that's annoying. Because it did have the timer at 0 and red, and I must have just crossed the line as the timer ran out, and because of that, because I crossed the line before the timer ran out, I had one more lap that it would have let me do. But that was just so close in the timing that I thought that the session ended right as I crossed the line. I guess, oh well. Didn't quite catch that. So we could have, if we used that extra lap, I wonder if I would have got a faster time and possibly got back up in the top 3. Alright, so the session should be over in 10 seconds now. And then I believe we're doing qualifying for race number 2. So starting in P6 out of 16 people, not horrible at all. I really like this hard difficulty. It's going to be way more interesting. Yep, so it looks like the next session is qualifying for race number 2. So it's a 2-race weekend here that we're doing. So I'm going to make sure that my setup's still exactly how I want it to be, which, yeah, it looks like it saved everything. Well, saved just for right now. If I exited the game, it wouldn't be saved. You know what I mean. So, yep, we're just going to hop right back out there. Still kind of need to get used to this McLaren, but I definitely will. All right.
Green line. Give it all you got.
Pit limiter on. Pit limiter off. Oh yeah, I'm definitely getting used to how this car handles now. It just took a little bit of time. Look at how much faster I am now that I just got used to it. Let's see what we can do. So far, I got pole position. Come on.
Session is now over.
All right, I took pole position. Look at that, Ricky Bobby on pole. Oh, that's great. Ricky Bobby, pole position. Pretty happy with that result. So, race number 1, we're starting from P6, and then race number 2, we're starting off pole. Sitting on pole on the second race. That's pretty good. But on to race number 1 now, where we're going to see how much more tricky and difficult it will be starting from P6. So it looks like our goals here: score 100% valid laps. So that should be easy. Complete at least 2 overtakes. Complete all sessions without skipping. Well, yeah. Finish a race in the top 10. That should be simple. Finish a race in 6 or better. Well, we're starting in the top 6. And gold medal, what does that say? My camera's in the way. Finish the race on podium. Let's do that. Let's try to finish the race on podium. Top 3 finish, guys. Let's do this. Real quick, though, I think I gathered that my front left tire was a little bit too hot. So we're just going to bump that down by like 0.1 psi. We're going to make this up by 0.1 psi. The right rear can definitely be more hot. So 1, 2, 3 clicks there. Now, we should be good to go. Let's do this. Let's try to get a top 3 finish in this first race. Hopefully it's a clean race. Hopefully not too much damage is sustained. Hopefully everything runs smoothly. Let's do this. Let's see what we can do.
Stay in single file.
Now I'm immediately going to open my pit strategy window here after I turn on the engine, and I'm going to select a driver for my first pit stop. So that way I already have out of the way that it's going to meet my pit stop requirements, and it's going to switch to a different driver in the pit stop because that's in the mandatory stop there. Now, one trick you can do under the rolling starts, if you apply a little bit of braking, you can look on the bottom right part of the screen. If I'm applying a little bit of brake while I'm weaving, that's going to not only put more heat in the tires, but also generate some heat in the brakes. So do a little bit of braking while on throttle and do some weaving. Get a lot of heat in the tires and brakes that way. But even after doing that, you still want to take it easy on the first lap and be very careful. Don't try to win the race on the first lap, they always say. Let the race develop into itself and, you know, be very, very careful on the first lap. Not just because the traffic's going to be congested, I mean, that's the biggest reason, but also because your tires and brakes aren't going to be up to its exact optimum temperature just yet. But you can see, look on my front brakes on the tire app data there. If you see the 2 small rectangles between the tires, those are the brakes, and the two brakes on the front are already green, and the rear brakes are light blue instead of dark blue. And they were both, I think, dark blue before we started this rolling start. See, that little trick of me just applying a little bit of brake pedal while weaving, it generates a lot more heat than you'd think. Like right here, I think I'm just going to start pumping the brakes, so full throttle, brake hard, full throttle, brake hard, full throttle, brake hard. Now look at the brakes. They're both green. So don't have to do that very much because that instantly puts a lot of heat in the brakes, so we're just going to leave it at that. And now we'll just do a little bit more weaving. You definitely want to take advantage if you have a full formation lap, which most of the public lobbies online are not a full formation lap like this, but if you have a full formation lap in like a league that you're racing for instance, definitely take advantage of getting as much heat as you can with all that time instead of just driving around real slow. Okay, so we're pulling up to the side of that Audi. We're going in double formation here. Going to be in first gear for more torque when it goes green, but I'm probably going to stay back regardless, so I'm actually going to I'll start in first gear, but I'm going to stay back because I don't know how hectic and crazy it's going to get in the first lap. Like I said, you don't want to try to win it in the first lap, so we're not going to go under green just yet. We got to wait for the people in the front row to cross the starting line, and then they'll go ahead and kick us into green. So we're on the front straight right here. Here we go. It's about to start. I got to be very careful. It's going to be very packed and congested with everyone on cold tires and everyone on cold brakes. Never try to oversend it into the first turn. So we're going to brake nice and early here.
Clear on the left.
And it looks like that paid off. Made it through just fine. Be mindful of the person to the left of me. Ooh, I'm not going to go for that move. That would have been suicidal. So I fell back there. That lost me a little bit of time. But it doesn't matter though. It's only the first lap. Oh, this is way more fun on hard difficulty. I can already tell. This is a much better pace than the AI. I love it. Oh, I had to counter serve big time there. And see, that short shift into second really saved it. If I kept it in first gear, I would have been facing backwards by now. You gotta have very fast reaction times to just instantly shift up sometimes, because it saves the RPM band from spiking, and that keeps the car more stable. Much better line entering into here than that Lamborghini ahead of us. Gotta have patience and wait for just the right opportunity to overtake though, and it hasn't presented itself just yet. We got 17 minutes ago though, so there's gonna be plenty of opportunities. Should have stayed committed through the whole way. I chickened out and lifted a little bit. This is a pretty good chase. I'm liking this a lot, actually. The career mode is way more fun now. This is exactly what I was hoping for, bumping the difficulty up. What do you guys think? I mean, is this not action-packed racing already?
Well done, mate. First class.
Had to lift a lot there. It's getting too anxious to overtake. Gotta have patience. The right moment will present itself. Just gotta stay within striking distance. They must hold on to first gear a little bit longer on that exit than I do.
Well done, mate. First and fastest lap.
Need to be faster through that turn for sure. I'm definitely faster through this sector, though.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
The grass a little there, that slowed me down. A little too close to comfort there, huh? Come on. I like that I actually have to work for my overtakes now.
Watch out for fuel. Prepare to go in. Losing time to the car in front in sector 3.
Oh, shoot! Wait a second! I forgot to bump my fuel up! I had it at 15 liters on the... Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Come on, Luke. Amateur hour. I had my fuel tank still at 15 liters. I would have ran out so fast. Oh, I need to... Come on, Luke. Get it together. All right. Definitely don't want 15 liters for a 20-minute race. So, but let's just to be safe. Let's okay. Uh, 30 liters would be good for 15 minutes. I'll put in 50 liters just to be extra safe. $50 should be good. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot about the fuel. All right, so now, don't ever make that mistake. If you make that mistake in a league, can you imagine how devastating that would be? So, just like last time, I'm gonna go straight to the driver, select a different driver, get that out of the way. I don't know why I had my pit limiter engaged. See, I wonder who's the guy that gave me a license to race. A license? A license to race? And again, I'm doing that same thing where I have a little bit of brake applied. I'm so sorry, guys. I should have had more fuel in the tank. That just sucks that I got like almost halfway through that race, and then I realized like, oh wait a minute, I'm about to run out of gas. So we got 50 liters in this time. Looks like it's down to 48.8 liters just because of the formation lap. Keeping it in second gear is better than first though, so we're not going to be burning through as much fuel this way.
Stay double file.
Okay, let's try this again. Now we stayed in the same position for nearly half the race last time. Let's see if I can do better than that this time around. I do have more fuel in the tank this time, so that's good. Alright. This time we should be golden.
Green light. Go, go, go. Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Look at that! Wow. Alright, so we're up one position already. Solid first lap. Oh my gosh, that was major. Did you see how much counter steer that took?
Clear on the left.
Have to catch back up now. I know I'm faster in some sectors though, so it shouldn't be too big of a problem. I'm just very glad I kept that together. Save of the year right there. Alright, let's catch back up. We're still in 5th place, but we were getting pretty close behind P4 up there. Let's get back up there. Oh yeah, we're catching up. We're catching up. All right, that felt good. 4th place, guys. Let's go. Now we just got to catch up to that Lamborghini, and that's the podium up there. That's the top 3 up there. A little wide. Still keeping it in. We got the inside of this corner. Oh, I'm coming for you, top three. Gotta talk like that guy off Family Guy. Get your fat ass back here. Talking to the Lamborghini. No, not again. That time I was able to save it a lot easier though.
Pit window is open.
Okay, the pit window's open. Should I do an undercut or not? Looks like they're staying out. I'll stay out too for now. Well, we got one in the pits, it looks like.
Losing to the car, heading sector 1.
Okay, I might box this lap. Guys, we have a chance of getting in the top three if we can be faster through the pits. Had to do a big lift there. That's going to be hurting me a little bit. Alright. We're going to box this lap. We're going to go into the pits now. Straight ahead. Looks like everyone is, though.
Last hitter is in the pits.
I can't see! Okay, there we go. Hate that ghosting into pit lane stuff. Where's my box at? Just looks like my box is all the way at the end, okay?
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Alright. Come on, go, 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 go. Hey, we got the purple lap so far. That's good. We're the fastest out of everyone here. Come on, let's go. Put those tires on faster. Let's get out of here. Oh, man. Come on. Come on. All right, here we go.
The mandatory stop is now clear. Let's go, 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 go. Low tire pressure, stay clear of the curves.
Audi had a little bit of fishtailing there. Oh, we're in 7th, so we got bumped down a place when we exited the pits. Oh no. Well, no, That's bumped down a lot, because we were in 4th. What the heck, man? We were in 4th place. I guess I gotta work on my, I know I was a tiny bit slow entering into pit lane, but I wanted to make sure not to speed in pit lane. Should have tried to do an undercut now. They say hindsight's always 20/20. Sausage curb just hurt me a lot there. Getting too greedy. We no longer have the purple lap. It's been taken from us. I'm getting off pace. I put in too much fuel, too. Alright, crossing the line in P7. Only one position down from where I started, so not the result I was hoping for, obviously, but I can't complain too much because I started in P6, so I only went down one position. It wasn't really like a catastrophic race by any means. On P7 out of 16, it's in the upper half still by barely. Well, anyways, I gotta pee, so before I start race number 2, I'll be right back. Alright, so on to race number 2. Okay. Gonna make sure that I have enough fuel this time, okay? Probably don't need 50, so I'll just put it to 46. Probably don't even need 46, but I'm just playing it safe. I wonder if, because I know that 30 is the right amount of fuel for, you know what? Let's put in 40 liters, because 30 is good for, okay. So for every 10 minutes, you want 20 liters of fuel. So, yeah, 40 should be fine. But for the formation lap, we're going to go ahead and put in like 44 liters. 4 liters extra just for like the formation lap. It's definitely playing it safe there. Okay. Race number 2, I'm starting in pole position. So basically the whole race I'm just going to be defending, trying to make sure that no one goes past me.
Stay in single file.
All right. Leading the way in the formation lap. Pumping those brakes nice and early, getting a lot of heat in them. Okay, so looks like we need to do a tire change, driver swap, no refueling. Oh, yikes, I just realized those tires are, not up to temperature. So those tires, when I leave pit stop, will be very cold. We gotta bump those way up. They're in like the low 20s. I'll make the front two like 25.7 or 25.6 maybe. Probably like 25.3 and 25.4 in the rear. This is why you always check this stuff before the race starts, because see how much I'm able to fiddle around with this while we're just doing the slow formation lap, rather than if I was fiddling around with these tire pressures for my pit stop during the race would have been chaotic. So yeah, I'm just gonna bump this last one up to 25.4, and that looks perfect. So that's a much better pressures for my tires when I pit. It's a good thing I checked that. Turned in way too early there. Should have waited to turn in. Oh, he's going for a dive bomb. video for that curve. That wasn't good. Once again, I turned in way too early.
Fastest lap on the race, man. Good job.
we're going to try to get the undercut on them this time around, so I'm going to go ahead and enter the pit lane right now, even though I'm the race leader. See how this goes. Get in there nice and early where there's no one else here. Got the whole place to ourselves. First pit stop out of everybody. Looks like 2 other people also entered the pits this lap. I'm predicting that everyone else is going to do it next lap.
Mandatory stop is not clear. Come on, go, go.
Oh, just crossed the white line there by accident. Yeah, everyone else is in the pits now.
We're halfway through, not over yet.
Okay, so we should be entering ahead of these people from the pits if it goes according to plan. Uh-oh, the Lamborghini is coming out ahead of us. We're gonna have to catch back up to him. He's gonna be on colder tires though since he just left the pits. Got a little under 9 minutes to go. Come on.
the left. Clear on the left.
Yes! Back in the lead. That's gonna really hurt me. Yeah, he's right behind me now. Went a little too deep into there. It's all right though, we're still in the lead. 5 minutes ago, and we're leading the race. Oh, it's really deep. Three more minutes. Can I bring this home? full second faster than last lap there. Got the purple lap. Let's go.
Channel that I'm looking to launch for leagues on GT7 next year.
Oh no!
After my first stream session on this in the morning, my hips and leg was hurting. Now I know why. Yeah. In with you, Graham.
Oh my god, that freaking chat thing! I'll have to explain to you guys after this race what happened, because it really distracted me. And of course, this is the last lap when I pin it. Man, I would have won! All right. So what happened is what happened is that the chat, for whatever reason, stopped reading in anything for like very long. I think it was like half an hour, but not reading a single message. And then all of a sudden, the chat just kicked in super hard, reading like 10 messages at once. And I was like, what the heck? And that was right when I was going through the chicane. Gosh. Ah, it's leading the way for like the whole time too. Man.
Chad to blame, grinning, squinting face.
Well, it's not the chat to blame. I'm not blaming you guys. I'm blaming the chat reader. The chat reader robot thing just like stopped reading the chat for like a very long time, and then it just started like, so I see like 20 messages pop up on the screen, and at first I'm like, what the heck? So my eyes went to the bottom left of the screen because I'm like, what the heck's happening there? Because it was just like a weird glitch, and then it was while I was going through the chicane, and I'm like, I should have just ignored it. Man, I would have won that. Because, like, I took my eyes off the road at the worst possible time. Oh, no, yeah, but I'm just making sure you guys know. Hey, thanks for subscribing. I see you just said... See, I didn't notice that all the messages that just went through the chat, I didn't even see them until the last second. Like, the chat reader was glitching or something to where it didn't show me any of the messages, and then all of a sudden it just goes boom, and then, like, a bunch of messages just pop up right on the screen. But, thanks for subscribing, man. And yeah, I want to make sure that you guys know that I'm not blaming the chat. I'm not blaming you guys for me binning it there. I'm blaming the chat reader mechanism thing, whatever it is. Oh my god, man. Like, I was in the lead that whole time, and then, like, I got so distracted there. I'm like, it was on the last lap, too. Like, I wish that chat reader glitch would have happened just, like, 1 minute later, and then the race would have been over. Well... Well... I'm a little exhausted, and, it's a disappointing note to end on. It really is, but, thanks to the new subscriber, man. I really appreciate you. I have Spin the Wheel on Gran Turismo 7 tomorrow that I'm going to be live streaming. That's going to be very fun. It's always a blast. It's just pretty hilarious. And I'm checking my calendar on my phone here to remind me. So on October 30th, I should be doing an endurance race
I've seen you in Andy's lobbies, and now you pop up into my feed.
Oh yeah, Andy is in the chat all the time here too. Andy's pretty cool. So, the 30th, this upcoming Sunday, I should have my first league race ever on ACC. We'll see how it goes. It's at Laguna Seca. And then on October 31st, I'm going to be doing a GT4 race at Misano online. So that should be interesting. You don't see much GT4 races. I actually convinced them to do that GT4 race too. I'm the one that tried to talk them into it. And then on November 1st, I'm doing a Brands Hatch race in a league. That's a different league. And then I'm having a different league doing Brands Hatch again on November 6th. So I got a lot of stuff popping up in ACC. But tomorrow I will be live streaming Spin the Wheel. Yes, RA Shadow Lobbies every Wednesday. I'm going to be trying to make it into those as well. Because I know he was at Hunger Roaring this Wednesday this week. Ah, okay. RA Shadow's name is Andy. Okay, because there's another Andy that pops up in my chat every now and then. Okay. Well, yeah, but I do want to make RA Shadow's lobbies if I can too, because I know he hosts them every Wednesday. So I know he did like Nürburgring last week, Hunger Roaring this week. It'd be really fun to go in his lobbies as well. So yeah, I don't have as high tech equipment as him. I'm on a Logitech G29, where he's on like Fanatec stuff. But anyways. Yeah, tomorrow I will be live streaming the only GT7 racing I even do anymore, which is my series called Spin the Wheel, where I spin a wheel random picker app on my phone to randomly land on a random track and a random vehicle each week. So tomorrow that's going to be Red Bull Ring in the Rain and the Alfa Romeo 8C. And anyone that's watching, you guys are free to join that lobby tomorrow on Gran Turismo 7. Like I said, it's going to be Red Bull Ring in the Rain and the Alfa Romeo 8C. Keep the car bone stock. We will allow wet tires, obviously, since it'll be raining. But everything else should be bone stock except for putting on wet tires. Yeah, that's going to be really fun tomorrow. Hopefully we get a good turnout. I know that a lot of people are chickening out because they think it's going to be too difficult of a race, but it's just to have fun. I mean, who cares if you're spinning out when it's not for points or it's not a competitive league or anything. It's not for points. It's you know.
He's doing PS5 lobbies every Wednesday. Thumbs up.
Yeah, RA Shadow is. Yeah, I'm going to make sure to get on that because I've missed it 2 weeks in a row now. That's actually, I used to do my Spin the Wheel lobbies on Gran Turismo 7 every Wednesday, and now I moved it to Fridays just so that I can make RA Shadow's lobbies. So, moving around my schedule a bit just to accommodate to be able to race with RA Shadow. He's a very fast guy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep up with him, but I'll try my best. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, guys. This was a very eventful career mode episode. I'm very happy with the pacing of the AI on hard, though. They're right up there. The pacing
Sweet
of...
bro. Good to hear you're
Oh,
getting
Gray
fit
Fox,
with
what's
the
up,
league.
man? Yeah,
Smiling
Gray
face
Fox.
with
I'm doing the
sunglasses.
IRL this Sunday, and I am also doing some league called America's Racing League. So ARL and IRL, they have Infinite Racing League and then America's Racing League. So I'm going to be trying to do both if I can. And yeah, and I'm going to be trying to make it into RA Shadow's lobbies every Wednesday. And tomorrow, like I said, is going to be Spin the Wheel on Gran Turismo 7. You guys are more than welcome to join. It's going to be
ARL,
Red Bull Ring
yeah,
in the
thank
Rain.
thanks.
Oh, you know of ARL, okay. Yeah, but tomorrow is going to be Red Bull Ring in the Rain, Alfa Romeo 8C on Gran Turismo 7. Keep the car bone stock, but you can put on wet tires. I'll see you guys tomorrow, which is pretty much the only Gran Turismo 7 racing I do anymore, is that Spin the Wheel series I host. So it's very casual, laid-back racing, nothing competitive about it whatsoever. So if you guys want to have some good giggles and laughs tomorrow, we're going to be laughing a whole lot. It's going to be hectic tomorrow. That's what Spin the Wheel is all about, just absolutely crazy shenanigans. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I'm really happy that I move the AI to hard. I feel like it's a very appropriate difficulty. So I'll eventually pick career back up where we'll be at Brands Hatch. But I'm not going to be doing career a whole lot, so don't expect it too much. No promises on when I'm going to resume career mode. But anyways, race fast, race clean, and I will see you all in the next video.